The Knicks just won the NBA championship for the first time in 53 years. And before they made the finals this year, this was the first time the Knicks made it to the finals in 27 years. And first off, can we all just appreciate what a great series that was against the Spurs? Like, my goodness. Every game was entertaining, and I think we're going to remember this finals series way better than what the box score will show, because yeah, it was 5 games, but every game was close, and I legitimately feel like every game could have been won by both teams. Every game could have won. But at the end of the day, the Knicks were just the more experienced team, and the Spurs, the turnovers, the bad shot selection, and the youth and inexperience from both the players and Mitch Johnson, the coach, really ended up showing. Wemby had some great moments. Actually, I wouldn't even say that. Wemby did not have a good series. Yeah, he scored maybe, 20 points a game or something like that, but there were just moments where he looked passive and was taking, contested jumpers and just settling way too much. And I think that really did put the nail in the coffin for, the Spurs. But this video isn't centered about the Spurs. I want to talk about the Knicks. So, I'm a Celtics fan, and I've always liked Jalen Brunson, but God, as a Celtics fan, it hurts to see the Knicks win it. But man, I really do like the players on this particular Knicks team. That hasn't always been the case, but I really do like this Knicks team. 53 years is just insane, and in the fashion that they did it on this really, really dominant playoff run that they've been on. They went 16-3, which is insane to think about. I mean, just incredible stuff from the Knicks. Just all my respect goes to them. The way they just found ways to win no matter the circumstance. Game 1, they were down 14 at half, I think it was, or maybe it was the third quarter, I can't remember now. And they still won it. Jalen Brunson came up huge in the clutch. He had that fade away over Vassell where he pump faked, he bumped into him, and he still just shot over the contest. Was fuck. And then game 2, once again, the Spurs had a 10-point lead or something like that, and then they just slowly clawed their way back. Their bench was huge, and yeah, and then game 3 was a little bit of a weird one, because I really do feel like had a few shots fallen here and there from Landry Shamet, Deuce McBride played better in game 3. The Knicks could have easily gone up 3-0 in that game in particular, but the Spurs finally showed up and held on to a lead. Game 4. One of the greatest games in NBA Finals history. Maybe the greatest. I think it's competing with Game 7 of the 2016 Finals, honestly. Honest to God. And I'll be so honest about that game. The first half, I saw the score, and I stopped watching the game. And I didn't start. I was on the game with my friends, but then I was just constantly monitoring the scoreboard. All right, maybe New York can make it a little bit closer. I kept looking okay, it's down to it's down to 19. It's down to 15. Okay, maybe. But you just don't expect it. And then I checked the score. It's a 7-point game. And I'm oh shit, I gotta watch this. I watched the entire fourth quarter when they came all the way back. That was, man. And my dad was cheering for the Spurs, and my dad was cheering for the Spurs, and he saw the tip from Anunoby go in, and I just hear him yell, fuck! So, man, that was a great game. Game 5, honest to God, I thought San Antonio was going to win that one. Honest to God. But I did have doubts, because I usually have a pretty good understanding of how NBA teams kind of operate in the playoffs. Sometimes they'll unfortunately take a game off, or the home team is just so locked in that they don't want to lose in front of their fans. And I thought it was going to be one of those cases. But then as the game went on, I was kind of thinking, how are they going to mentally recover from game 4? And, well, they didn't. So, yeah, congratulations to the Knicks. And I mean, just I cannot rave enough about Jalen Brunson, about the player that he has become, a true superstar in our league. And also, it's not just him, obviously. Like, Cat was huge in becoming a playmaking hub, and yeah, that Knicks team is just so good. Josh Hart doing what he always does. OG Anunoby stepping up on offense and doing all the little stuff on defense. Mikal Bridges hitting timely mid-range shots. Like, just really, what a season for the Knicks. And the Knicks can finally celebrate after being a laughingstock of the NBA for 53 years. Ain't that crazy? You know, I've always really liked Jalen Brunson. Just, I mean, to say that like I knew he was going to be a star, no, I'm lying. That's complete BS. But he just reminds me so much of Isaiah Thomas being a Celtics fan and seeing the shortest guy on the court beat the tallest guy on the court for the NBA championship is just like so poetic because especially over the last, I want to say 2-3 years, the NBA has really pushed taller guards. Shea, Cade Cunningham, they tried playing Amen Thompson at the point guard position, and to see, a shorter guard who plays in a very unorthodox way for his size win a championship and lead that great of a team to, the promised land, the ultimate goal in basketball is just, it's amazing for the sport. And I think now we're going to see a lot of teams try to copy what the Knicks did and have, not necessarily like, if they can help it, yeah, a taller point guard so that he's not a liability on defense, but a guard, like a true point guard, not a 6'8", 6'6" guy trying to play point guard who's really like a shooting guard / small forward, like a true point guard and a stretch big, because that formula very clearly worked against, albeit an inexperienced Spurs team, but just the threat of that two-man game really unlocks a team's offense, and I think we're going to see a lot of teams lean towards that. And in terms of could we see a repeat champion in this parity era, I don't really know. I mean, I thought my Celtics were going to do it 2 years ago, but Tatum injury, and even without that, they were getting whooped by the Knicks. I thought OKC really was going to be the one that ran into Wemby. But, I mean, I think the sport is in such a great shape. The league is in really good hands. And seeing how a team we knew was good during the regular season really put it all together and get hot at the right time and create an unstoppable offense with a very likable team, I think is, I truly do think it's great for the sport. And yeah, congratulations to the New York Knicks. Damn it, that hurts to say as a Celtics fan.